Good morning, grade 5. How are you all?
Morning, good morning.
Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, very good. We only have 9 people today. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a quick review about terms to topics. Not all of the topics, but like the first lesson we're starting with. So we're gonna start chapter 2, lesson 1, since we finished chapter 1, lesson 1, 2, and 3 in the first term. That included all of the systems in our bodies and how do they work and how they help us to stay healthy and do our biological functions or jobs, and about cells and everything. In this chapter 2, we're going to learn about also living things, but how they are grouped, like how do we put them in different groups, how we study them to help us study them a lot easier. So we're starting with lesson 1, talking about how are living things grouped and what's the meaning of classification, how many groups do we have for all living things, how do we group them and why do we group them, how is it useful for scientists to group the living things. We'll also learn about the different levels of classification and how do we get them into smaller groups so it will be a lot easier for us to learn about them. Okay, you admit your friends. Meta. So guys, are you interested about this lesson?
So I'm interested.
Can you hear me well?
I can hear you well.
Okay, so let's start with a small review about the classification. So if you guys looked at this picture, can you guys see these pictures?
Yes.
Yes, can you tell me what are the difference between these organisms? What do you think is the difference?
The difference is some of them are animal cell, some of them contains plant
Yes,
cell.
some of them are made up of animal cells, that's right. Others are made up of plant cells. This is a really good difference, okay? Not blood cells, because blood cells are found in the animal cells, right? I'm sorry, in the animals, because we have blood and everything. But yes, some of them are made up of animal cells, others are made up of plant cells. This is a good difference. Yes, can you see difference between animals themselves? Like, can you see a difference?
Yes.
Yes, so what do you think?
I think the cow is different and the fish is a different part of the animal.
Yes, we can say that we have the fish living in the water, all of its life. We have the chicken here with covered with feathers and it has wings. The cow is covered with hair. We can say that both the chicken and the fish they lay eggs, right? Uh, while the cow gives birth and feeds their babies with milk. So there is a major difference between those 5 organisms or 5 living things. To make it a lot easier for us guys to study about them, the scientist has had to group them, to put them in different groups. So it will be a lot easier for us to learn about them, to know the differences about them, and to study them. Okay, so there are lots of differences between these organisms. Like here, you can see some have leaves, some have spikes, like the cactus in here. Cactus have spikes, of course, instead of leaves. Some eat plants, like the cow eats plants. Um, some eat meat, like the chicken actually eat both. Some lay eggs. Okay, so these organisms are different because they are all from different species. Okay, this is a new word for you guys. The word species in here, can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that means a unique kind of organism. Like the cow in here, this is a species because it's a unique kind of organism. We have many cows, right? But we know it's a cow. For example, the cactus, we have different types of cactus, but we still know that these are cactuses, right? The fish is the same. We have different types of fish, but we know that it's a unique kind of organism. I mean, it cannot mix between fish and another organism. It can mix between a chicken and another kind of organism. Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
we as humans, we are humans, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. So we don't look like each other. We look different. I mean, the siblings themselves look different. You don't look like your brother or your sister, but you're still siblings, right? So we all belong to the same species, which is humans, right?
Yes.
Yes, humans are a unique kind of organism. I mean, there are no other organisms that look like us or act like us. That makes us a species. Okay, guys? Are you with me?
Okay. Yes, miss.
Yes. So he's telling you that all these people are from the same species, but they do not look like each other. Okay, so we can say that, this boy at the first has dark skin. This one has freckles and a red head. He's a redheaded. This one is bald. This girl has a curly hair, but she's also dark skinned. The man and the woman does not look like each other. They have different noses, for example, or different skin color. She has a beauty mark. He doesn't has a beauty mark. The difference in the hair. So there are differences between the same species, but we still belong to humans. Okay, and the difference between us is back to the genes we get from our parents.
Okay.
Okay, guys, so we all belong to the same species, but we may look different. This is the point, guys. This is the what I want you to get is that not because we all belong to the same species that makes us all look like each other. We have variation. Variation here means that there are differences between us in the shape and the tallness and the skin color and the hair color and the hair texture. If it's a really soft one or it's a curly one. Okay, guys. Okay. And of course, what causes these variations is the genes we get from our parents. We call inherited factors like the eye color, the hair color, the skin color. We get this from our parents. Okay, so you can share the same eye color with your mother, for example, and also share the same hair color or the hair texture with your father. Do you guys get this?
Yes.
Okay. So today, inshallah, we will have just, a small beginning about the different organisms. Okay. So if we move to the classification system in here. So if you guys looked at these two pictures, would you spot any differences between them?
Yes.
A lot of differences, right? Like the
Yes.
dolphin lives in the water, it swims, like, but the cow lives on land, it feeds on grass, while the dolphin feeds on different animals like small fish. But can you guys spot common things between them? Like they share something. Could you
Yes.
guess? Yes. Can you tell me?
Both of them are animals.
Okay, that's good.
I know something else.
Well, they share a lot of things, more than you think. First,
Yes.
both of them breathe with lungs. Both of them breathe with lungs. Dolphins live in the water, yes, but they do breathe with lungs. They do not have gills, but they can hold their breath for a really long time. Both of them do not lay eggs. They give birth, okay, which means that they share
Mammals.
more than you guys think. Do you get it now?
Mm.
Yes. So you can see that they look different and they act differently, of course, and you think that no, they don't have anything in common, but they do have more than you think, guys. As Omar said, I think they belong to kingdom Animalia, so both of them are animals, that's right. Both of them are made up of animal cells, that's true. Maybe they are different in the movement, like for example, the dolphin swims while she walks, okay, she's covered with hair, but both of them share more than you guys think, okay? So let's look
Yes,
in
they're
here.
also both mammals.
Thank you. That's right. Thank you, Malak. I think that was Malak.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them are mammals. That's right. Thank you, Malak. Both of them are mammals. That means they give birth to their youngs. They do not lay eggs, and they also feed their babies with milk. Let's look at this one. Which characteristics belong to which animal? So we will try to, take each characteristic from here and put it in different categories. So we have here cow only, we have cow only, dolphin only, or cow and dolphin. Okay, so let's start with warm-blooded. So what is the meaning of warm-blooded, guys? It means that they have a certain body temperature, like us humans. We have a certain body temperature, so we can feel if it's hot or it's cold. So what do you think,
Miss,
guys? This one belongs to?
it's cow
So
and
I
dolphin.
hope you guys raise your hands. So we'll start with Amr because he answered first. Okay, Amr, yes, you can tell me, but then we'll take those who are raising their hands, okay? Okay,
Miss,
Taher, Taher, why are you with us, Taher?
I think it's cow and dolphin.
Okay, just guys, give me a moment. Taher, are you with us?
Yes, I think so. It's Tanahi.
It's Tanahi, but his name is Tahir, so I thought it was Tahir from grade 4. Anyway, so Amr, yes, you think it's cow and dolphin because both of them belong to mammals, so mammals are warm-blooded. Okay, thank you, Amr. Aysel, let's take Aysel. Okay, they have a spine.
Dolphin.
Both of them, okay. Let's take Schluck. They use echolocation. So what's the meaning of echolocation? Like they use the echo from their sound to, determine the distance, to determine if there is a prey. What do you think this one belongs to?
Dolphin only.
Dolphin only, okay. Okay, guys, we're not correcting any of you guys. We're just doing it now. We'll see the right answers at the end. Okay, we have Yassine Sadat. Yassine Sadat. Yes, Yassine. So live on land. Okay, so that's easy. Okay, live on land. That's right. Okay, so we have Amgad, give birth to live young.
Miss.
Me?
Yes, Amgad, that's yours.
Cow only.
Give birth
both,
to.
both, both,
Okay. What is your final answer? Both?
both. Yeah.
Okay. Yasin Duani and Dauday, you guys are left till the end. Okay, we'll have another question. I'm gonna start with you both. So if we guys did look at the answer, you see yes, that's right. The cow lives on land while the dolphin lives in the water, but both of them share that they are warm-blooded. Both of them have a certain body temperature. They can feel if it's hot or cold around them. They have spine, okay, and they also give birth to live youngs or live youngs. They do not lay eggs. That's right. Thank you guys for answering this one. Let me move to the next slide. So cows and dolphins have several features in common, as you guys saw. Okay. Many other organisms share a lot of features too. So guys, please mute yourselves if you are unmuted. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. So, in order for us to study them and learn more about their features, the scientists had to classify them, or another word, classification. What is meant by classification? It means grouping organisms or living things based on their common features, like how what they share together. Okay, birds, for example, they have their own group. Animals have their own group. The even including the animals, we have different groups. We have birds, we have a group for mammals, we have another group for birds. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Okay, so can you guys look at those pictures and sort them different groups? Like you can put them in
Miss,
similarities. What do you think we should put together?
Miss, can you hear me?
Yes? Yes?
Miss, I know.
No, someone asked if I can hear him. Yes, Abdulrahman Tanahi, that was
Me.
Tanahi. So Tanahi, you are the one named Tahir? That was your account?
Yes.
Okay,
What's
so
name?
thank you for changing your name. I thought you were Tahir from grade 4, so I thought he joined that was by mistake. That's okay. Thank you, Tanahi. Okay, so can you guys look at these pictures and try to group them? Let's start with Yasin Douani because he did not answer before, and then we have Auday.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you think, Yasin Douani? What do you think how we should group them?
Mm, the owls can fly, and the monkeys
I
stand in
can't hear
trees.
you. I can't hear you, sweetie. Could you just raise your voice a little bit?
The birds sit on trees, and monkeys live in trees. The monkeys stand in trees.
Okay, so do you think that they should be in the same group?
No.
Yassine, do you think they should be in the same group?
Mm, yes.
Okay, that's Yassine's opinion. What do you guys think? Should we put them in the same group?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all of them
Yes.
belong, both of them belong to animals, that's right.
Yeah.
But this bird and
Yes,
this mammal.
both of them belongs to animals, yes. The monkey is a mammal
Yes.
while the owl is a
A
bird.
bird.
Okay, we have here two flowers, so they both belong to another group, which is the plants group.
Yeah.
Yes, we cannot put them with the
Of
animals.
course.
We
Yeah.
have different types of lizards, horse,
Lizards, we
and
can
the swan. All of them
Yeah.
belong to animals, okay? But
animals.
even this guys makes them in different groups also because we have here the horse and the monkey. Both of them are mammals. Both of them
And
give
the
birth
owl
to
and
their
the duck.
young. Yes, the
Owl and
swan. It's
duck.
a swan. It's not a duck.
Yeah.
Look,
Swan.
it's not a duck. Okay. So the monkey and the horse, as we said, belong to mammals because both of them give birth to their babies. They have mammary glands and they feed their babies with milk.
Yes.
We have plants, we have birds, and we have also reptiles.
Reptiles.
Okay, and do you know the turtles also are reptiles?
Yeah.
Yes, they belong
Miss,
to
it's not
reptiles.
a dog.
So these groups come
Miss,
from
it's
the
not a dog.
scientific system for classifying organisms. Yes, guys,
Miss,
while you guys are
Yes.
talking,
It's
Miss,
not a
I want
dog.
to say something.
not a duck. Yes, I just told Schluck. It's not a duck. It's a swan. In Arabic, it's called, I think,
Miss,
baga. I think.
I want to say
I don't
something.
know. Yes, yes, Yasin.
The, the turtles are reptiles, but they have two kinds. The one that it live in sea, and the another one it have a long neck. And if anyone
There are not
touch,
only two types, there are 25 types.
There are more than two types, but here he was just grouping the pictures
Yeah,
he gave you guys. Okay, but there are plenty of reptiles and plenty of birds and
or more.
mammals and plants, but just we're talking about the pictures we have. Okay, so
Yes.
why did we group them, guys?
okay,
It would make it a lot easier if you want to learn about mammals, for example, right?
Yes.
Because if I
Yes.
said I want to learn about horses and then I start searching, we'll have plenty of animals, right? It would be a lot
Yeah.
difficult. But what if I said I want to learn about horses and I know horses belong to mammals? It would be a lot easier, right?
Easier. Yeah.
Yes, so in order to group these organisms, we classify them in different levels. And the
Yes.
biggest groups are called kingdoms, okay? They are
Yes.
called kingdoms. We have
Kingdoms.
kingdoms for animals, and we have a kingdom for animals, we have a kingdom for plants, we have a
Ants.
kingdom for fungi, and
Fungi.
monera. Monera are the bacteria things, guys, like bacteria, okay?
Yes.
And the last one are the protists, and those are the microscopic organisms also. Some of them act
Okay.
like plants, like they make their own food like plants, but they are microscopic organisms. Others act like animals and hunt for food. Okay, so we have
Yes.
many kingdoms as
Miss,
we
can
can
I
say.
ask?
We can
Yes.
say that fungi
Miss,
looks
can I
like
ask?
plants. Yes.
Why is Munir is not with protest?
Okay, this is a
He
good
can't.
question. Yes, this is a good question,
Yes.
Abdulrahman. Yes, this is a good question, Tanahi. Yeah. Tanahi was saying, why is Monira has its own group while Protest is another group? I will come to this point, but just let me say something. We can say that fungi looks
Yes.
like plants. Most of you guys would say, like, Mr.
Yes.
Fungi looks like plants, right?
Mushroom. Mushroom.
Yes, like the mushrooms. Mushrooms are the most famous examples of fungi.
Fungi.
Yes, but
Yes.
plants, they are made of plant cells. They have
Yes.
chloroplasts in their cells, right? To help them make their own
Yeah.
food, if you guys remember. Fungi
Yes.
looks
He
like
don't
plants
sleep
in
food.
the not moving thing because plants cannot
Not
move.
move.
Fungi cannot move also, but
Yes.
fungi can't make their own food. Fungi can't make their own food. So
He
we had
pretend
to
that
put
this
them in
is an
another
animal.
group. Could we
hmm?
put them with animals, for example? Guys, please do not speak without
See?
permission. I'm so sorry about that, but you're making a lot of noise.
Mommy,
So, guys,
قول له.
please try to mute yourself if you are not unmuted again. So we said maybe we could put fungi with animals because they can't make their own food too. Animals must hunt for their food, but fungi do not look like animals. They cannot move, right? So we had to put them in their own group or in their own kingdoms. Now back to
Yes.
Tanaha's question. Why Munera is not with protists? And Munera here, guys, again, is the bacteria thing. Okay?
Yeah.
This is a really good question, Tanahi. It's because bacteria do not have nucleus in their cells.
Hmm?
Bacteria, again, the bacteria do not have nucleus in
Nucleus.
their cells, while protists has one. So we had to put bacteria in their own group. Do you get it now?
Yes.
But both of them are microscopic
Miss,
organisms. Okay?
Miss,
Yes, Tanahi.
but how a microscopic organism have cells? The cells are very microscopic.
Yes, they
It
are
will be
made.
really
Yes, they
small.
are called microscopic because they are made up of one cell, maybe two cells. They would be so small also. You will not be able to see them. You cannot see them without microscope. That's why we call them
Yes.
microscopic. They are made of
Yeah.
only one cell.
Yes.
Bacteria, for
The
example, is a
unicellular.
unicellular organism. Unicellular organisms
Yes.
mean that they are made up of one cell, right, Tanahi?
Cell.
Yes, in
Yeah.
their
One
cells,
nucleus, one cell membrane. Yeah.
in their cells. When I say cells, I mean mini bacteria. When I say cells, I mean mini organisms.
Yes.
Okay, the bacteria do not have nucleus in their cells, so we have to put them in their own group, and they have many different features, by the way. But this is the main difference. While protists are also microscopic organisms, we cannot see them with our own eyes. We need a microscope for that, but they have a nucleus in there.
Okay.
And some of them act like plants, like they make their own food. Others act like animals, and they have to feed. So,
Yes. Okay.
okay, so you can guys see my screen now.
Yes.
So we have living things. We have
Yes.
plants. Yes, we have plants. Okay, like the pine trees, ferns, roses, words. We have animals, jellyfish, cows, flies, spiders, snakes, worms. We have fungi like mushrooms and toadstool, yeast, which is we use in making pizza and stuff. We have monera, which are the looks like bacteria and algae, and protists like euglena and paramecium. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Let me
Okay.
go back.
Sorry.
So I will see another photo of paramecium, guys, for
Okay.
you to see. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So here we have different organisms and different kingdoms. You can say here on the left,
Yes.
we still have 10 minutes for this session, guys. Okay, so we have animals, plants, fungi, monera, and protists. We have E. coli, which is the
Yes.
bacteria. We have kangaroo, amoeba, moose are plants, and bread mold, it's a fungi. So let me help you guys with the first one. We have fungi in here, and this one belongs to monera. So we have kangaroo. What do you think kangaroo belongs to? This is really easy, right?
Animal. Yes.
Yes, it
Animal.
belongs to animals.
Animal.
That's right. Amoeba is
Plant.
Protest. Protest.
well, some of you guys plants and others said protest. It's
Yeah,
protests.
Protest.
They are microscopic
Yes.
organisms. We
The
cannot
moss
see them
is a
with our
plant.
eyes. Yes, and
Moss
moss
is a
is a
plant.
plant. That's totally right.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so how can different animals be classified? So we have different animals, a lot of animals, as you guys. You have jellyfish, worms, and fish, birds. We have a lot of animals,
Yes.
right? So how do we classify
Yeah.
them? Like, in order to study them, we have to classify the animals too. So we put them in two groups,
Okay.
vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrates are those with backbone. Invertebrates, those animals that do not have a backbone. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we'll move to this point, inshallah, next session. It will be, more interesting things, inshallah, in the next few weeks. Okay, we'll study about different animals and how they are classified in different shapes, as you guys can see, even the insects themselves, which is a new thing for you guys to learn. But insects are the largest group of animals. Yes, they are the largest group of animals. Insects. Can you imagine?
How?
That's why we have a lot of animals. We have
Missing
plenty of
code.
types of animals. Tanahi, it means that we have a lot of insects around us. Different types of insects, different species of insects.
I thought it was you mean joint, not big amount, joint in size.
No, not in the size, of course. I mean, if they were big in size, that would be so scary. أصلاً يعني, because they do not look cute. They actually are a little bit ugly. There was a movie I think I watched before. It was named, remember its name, Monsters and something else. This movie was talking about that there is a genetic problem with insects, that they grow really big. They became so huge. Like in the size of dinosaurs. They were really huge and scary, and that was really a scary movie. It's a horror movie for me. It was kind of funny to see all the insects in this big, huge size, but it was really scary. So thank God that these insects are so small that we cannot see, their details, because they are really ugly. If you guys imagined how they would look, it would be so scary for us.
Miss, we can't watch it.
I will search for the name and tell you guys. Yes, you can watch it, but it's a little bit scary for you guys, I think, because imagining these insects being that huge is not really cute. So we have,
That would be scary.
yeah, it is. Okay, it's called Love and Monsters. This is the name of the movie, Love and Monsters.
What?
Love and Monsters. Let me guys show it to you. Just let me pause a little bit.
Yes, I can see it.
Yes, so this is the movie, guys. If you would like to watch how insects would be ugly if they are so
Yes, miss.
huge. Yes.
I
So, for
bring
example,
it
this is a type of insects. Can you see how it became so huge and ugly?
Yes, it's not ugly. It's cute.
So big. It's so big for an insect. I mean,
I
imagine
saw some.
that would be so scary. And most of these insects, guys, are actually not plant eaters. Most of them eat other
Yes,
insects.
it's a new film. Yes, it's a new film.
Yes, it's a new one, yeah. So its name is Love and Monsters. You can go see the name here. It would be a lot of fun for you guys to see, and also a lot of fun for you guys to learn about the different types of insects. So back to, since this is the end of the session, we still have about 4 minutes. So back to the study sheet. I will upload the study sheet today, guys, inshallah, if I could. Okay, so we learned about classification, which means grouping similar things together. Okay. And how we classify them by identifying the similarities between them. If they share a lot of things, like animals, for example, they share that they are, most of them are warm-blooded, others are cold-blooded. Some of them are covered with hair, others are covered with feathers, but they all made up of animal cell, and also about plants and fungi, everything. So the similarities, guys, are in how they live, they eat, they move, they change, they reproduce, how they give babies. Reproduce here means how they give babies, like lay eggs or give birth. So how is the classification useful for scientists? It will be easier for them to study. Yes, it will be useful in studying how living things like and how they are different. Okay.
Miss,
Guys,
I
you'll
have a
find
question.
the study sheet in here. Just let me finish this part, and if you have any questions, just leave them till the end. Okay. So the scientists classify the living things into major large groups. What do we call these large groups, guys? We call them kingdoms. Yes, that's right. We call them kingdoms. So we have how many kingdoms? Can you see them?
5.
Yes, we have animals, plants, fungi, protists, and bacteria. Of course, animals are multicellular. They are made up of many cells, millions and millions of cells actually. They feed on other living things or things that were once alive. Plants, all of them are made also of multi-cells or many cells, and they make their own food. The fungi is made up of many cells, right? And they do not make their own food. They have to absorb it from the remains of dead living living things or living organisms, yes, like plants and animals. And protists, it's made of one cell.
They are
Protists are
unicellular.
mostly one-celled organisms. One-celled organism or unicellular organisms, yes, that's right. Some of them can make their own food, others can be like animals and hunt for their food. The bacteria, which is the last group or the last kingdom, are unicellular, made up of one cell. Their cells have no nucleus, that makes them different. Their cells have no nucleus, that's what makes them different, guys.
Some of them make
Yes, some of them absorb the food also, and others can make their own food, okay? So we learned about kingdom. What is a kingdom? It's the major grouping of living things. This is the largest group of living things. The largest group you guys are learning about. I mean, there is a larger group, okay? But just let's talk about kingdoms right now. So the scientists start their classification with the kingdom. You can guys see here, these are the 7 levels of classification. We have kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Species is any kind of organism. Okay, like one monkey, one human, one duck. This is the species. It's a unique kind of organism. Of course, guys, you will
Miss,
have
what
to
is
learn about these 7 levels of classification. We'll talk about them a lot with more details, inshallah, in the next session. Okay. So if you guys have any questions,
Miss, I have a question, but not in the lesson.
okay,
Miss, will the monsters come
I
will
can't
the
hear
monsters,
you.
Miss, will the monsters come to alive again?
Well, the monsters, I mean, no, when once he kills them, they are dead.
There will be no monsters?
No more monsters,